Hey, Paul Mooney is here.
That happened.
Paul, come on in.
Rush in here, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, don't dawdle.
I'll read you the email in a minute. There he is.
Paul, he looks tired. What's going on?
What the hell happened to you? You look worn out. Yeah, what happened?
I just flew a plane in.
You flew?
Yeah, I flew.
You flew the plane?
Oh, yeah, I flew the plane. Me and John Travolta.
What a great jacket that is. I wish I had the body to pull off a jacket like that.
Why don't you lose some weight and get some hip clothes?
Yeah, because the body for that jacket is under all that flubber.
Well,
it might be. For me, you never know.
You can wear whatever you want to wear. It's America.
No, you have nice clothes because you're in shape. Artie's having a problem. He can't lose the weight.
No, this is ghetto. This is stolen. This is hot.
Come on.
You know,
next time, can you steal a XXX for me?
How you been?
Oh, I've been great.
How's it going? The last time you were here, you swore off using the N-word.
Are you still doing that?
Oh, yeah.
You're still doing it?
You're sticking to it.
Did you slip? I heard you slipped again.
Yeah, it was an accident, yeah. But now there's 2 N-words now.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
That's the N-word, and then there's the other N-word.
What is the other N-word?
Nappy.
Nappy-headed hoe. What do you think of that?
No, can't say that, no.
Don't you think Imus should have been fired?
Should have been fired. He should have been lynched.
Right. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul was for the lynch.
No. See, the problem with the firing, you upset white men when you do that. White men in America get very upset. They want to do all the firing.
Right.
You know, it's like from back in the day. Don't read, don't write, just do what I tell you to do, boy. Right. You know, everything was cool then.
Do you think white America's upset because they didn't get to fire Imus?
No, I think they're upset because they don't like to see white folks fired, period.
Right.
They can't handle it.
White people should not lose their jobs.
Yeah, they shouldn't lose their jobs. But the thing is, they're the last to be fired, the first to be hired. So you know that expression. Yeah. So what happened was, he fired himself,
But what happened? When did you hear about this? Because you're very outspoken. You know about all this stuff.
Were you listening to the show the day it happened or not?
No. Well,
what do you think? No one listens to that show.
I can't find anybody who actually heard it on the radio.
Well, the thing is that I think he has Alzheimer's. I think he's Gabby Hayes.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I don't think he even remembers saying anything.
Well, he kept saying, no, I didn't say it.
You are 100% right. I believe he's senile.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knows what he's saying.
And he should have used that as a defense.
But I have been saying for years, and I'm being serious for 1 minute, I worked with Imus in the 80s, and I know him. And I always was frustrated that I would get on the radio and say, look, this guy walked up to a woman I worked with, this woman Brenda, a black secretary, looked her in the face and said, nigger, called her a nigger to her face. She wasn't allowed to yell back. This was a powerful guy working at a radio station. He insulted her by calling her regularly nigger. And I went on the air and I said, how can this be? This is not right. This is humiliating a person who, lovely girl. And I'd say it over and over again. And in fact, Imus was on Larry King just a few months ago or a year ago.
A couple of years ago.
And Larry King said, Howard Stern says this about you. And Imus said, that's probably true. So, you know, why is everyone... And then now there's a series of articles coming out in the paper where people go, you know, I'm an author. I went on Imus's show. I knew that it was kind of fucked up, but I went on it because I needed the attention. But now they're saying, oh, gee, I was wrong. Not one of them came on the bandwagon when I said this guy goes up to people who work at NBC and calls them the N-word.
Oh, now it's even coming out that at MSNBC there are a number of women who were insulted by him as they walked through the halls and were reduced to tears.
So where was everybody? I mean, I was screaming.
I guess making them money, so it didn't matter.
I don't even know he was making them that much money. In fact, I was talking to a guy, a radio professional. This myth that Imus was making all this money. He had no listeners. It was not the mind-blowing amounts that Imus was touting. It really, I mean, in comparison to the bottom line that Viacom has, you think that's a lot of money?
No.
$20 million bucks? That's peanuts to them.
I wouldn't have kept him around for that.
No.
Well, I think that, you know, it's like he's been at it a long time. They bring up the rappers, everything. This man doesn't come from rap. This man comes from an era where it's a form of insanity. And the serious part about it, I mean, he's a sick man.
Yeah.
And firing is not enough. He should work for Naomi Campbell.
Right.
I want him to work for her.
She should beat him with a diamond-studded...
for 6 months.
She should beat him with the diamond-studded BlackBerry.
Yeah. That's what he...
She'd get a good day's work out of him.
The seriousness about it is, behind all of this, like what you said about being serious for a moment, we're at war. This is serious. We're at war. And there's some nappy heads over there risking their lives for freedom and democracy.
There you go.
And you're giving these people that we're at war with verbal weapons. Right. What are you doing here? They don't even like you. Read what this says. You're nappy-headed and this and that. You're a hoe. And what you doing here?
Well, you make a good point. George Bush's daughters aren't over fighting the war.
No.
You know who's fighting the war.
No. Yeah, we know that. And it's real sad. And I feel, like the girls, these girls at that college, I mean, innocent, and everyone said, oh, they're taking advantage, Yeah.
Let's take the race issue out of it for a second. He's calling these nice girls hoes. He didn't know these girls. Now, I played on the radio the other day. He had it in for me. I dared to speak about Imus on the radio and tell the truth. So about a year or two ago, he gets on, and he gets that shit-stain Bernard McGuirk to put on his black voice and call in as a black basketball player.
It's a fine black voice.
Yeah, excellent impression. Fooled everyone. And he gets on and he says that my girlfriend has herpes, she's a bitch, and a hoe.
She sleeps around.
As pussy smells.
Stinky pussy, yeah.
Okay. You want to attack me, you can attack me. But I said, and I say this now, if I see that motherfucker, Imus or Bernard, I'll tell him, step aside now and say it to my face, because I will beat your ass. Or maybe I'll get beaten, but you know what? I'll go down fighting. Now, you can't, I mean, she had nothing to do with him. I never once talked about his wife having herpes or this kind of shit. I don't know his wife. Now, have I said that I feel sorry for his wife sleeping with Imus? Yes, it's a horrible thing. I wouldn't want any woman to have to sleep with Imus. That's desperation. She had to be very desperate to sleep with him. He's uglier than I am times 12. You understand?
Well, it's...
So here we are.
Yeah,
what do you want?
He's unreal, and America had better wake up, because it will fall internally if it doesn't come out of this bag seriously.
The chickens will come home to roost.
Oh yeah, and this is this comfort zone of he was kidding, and the rapper said, people are looking for a pass. It's like me standing around saying, well, the serial killer kills people. Why can't I kill somebody? I'm looking for a pass. You can't look. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and
people have said to me,
the whole point is he doesn't hang out with blacks. Why is he now talking about rappers? He got this term from rappers. He didn't need any rappers to tell him how to insult black people. He's been doing it for years. Even on 60 Minutes, Mike Wallace said, you used the term nigger. You said Bernard McGuirk is there to do the nigger jokes, and Imus said, I didn't say that. And they called up the producer and said, did he use that term? And he goes, well, I was probably joking, and that was off the record.
He's a scumbag.
Because that's him in his personal life. That is how he talks, what he does.
Al Rosenberg, you're on the air. Who used to work with Imus?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, what Robin just said is exactly the truth. Nothing he said on the air was not a regular part of his vocabulary. I worked for him for 10 years, and I know him the same way you do. The incident with Brenda, when he called her the N-word, she was defending me because he wanted me fired. Remember, so Lisa could get the job?
Right.
He was walking around NBC yelling, I want that fat fucking Jew fired today.
Yeah.
And Brenda turned to him and said, why don't you leave the guy alone? He has a family. And he said, shut your mouth, N.
Well, there you go.
And they let him go through the halls talking to people like that.
No, and everybody's attitude there at NBC, and that's how you create a racist bully like Imus. Oh, Don, he's always kidding. You know Don.
Right, yeah.
He's kidding.
Don was more racist in his personal life than he ever was on the air, and he hates everybody who isn't him.
Aha. Now
you're talking.
Now you're saying something.
The best thing about the whole Imus thing was his defense of himself. When he started talking about the cancer ranch and how he's had black kids sleep in his house and that, you know, they had one black kid who had to go home because he got so sick, and his wife actually held the black kid's hand.
Imus, let me ask you a question right now back there. You're sitting there quietly, and I know you're afraid of Paul Mooney.
No.
Why did you... So what is this? You helped children who were dying, black children?
Yeah, I did that, and a couple of times I had the little boogies lay across my feet so they could draw the rheumatism out of my feet. Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
It's like quid pro quo, tit for tat, that kind of shit.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Imus.
Yeah,
all right, Al.
That was the best. I've had black kids sleep. I let them in the house.
I held their
Isn't that
hands.
going too far?
I held their hands.
Thank you.
I shot at their feet. I could have shot their kneecaps out at the ranch, but I didn't.
Al, thank you.
Thank you.
Al Rosenberg, everyone, a very talented guy who was mistreated by Imus as well. Did you call Al a fat Jew?
Did I say that? I meant fat fucking Jew. Sorry. Goddamn blabbermouth.
The Jews are always blabbing on you.
Always.
Yes.
We're not trying to steal my money.
But I tell you, I thought what was really wild is that Al Sharpton was so outraged. I think he's a bigger racist than Imus. He's one of the biggest. Him and Jesse Jackson, Hymietown, coming forward. What do you think of that?
I told you, when Jesse said Hymietown, I'm naive. I thought he said stymie.
No, really. You thought he was anti-black.
I mean, it's when people blurt out. See, but America's responsible for this, period. This whole racial thing, things coming out of people's mouth. America and television and movies, they have to take responsibility for this. We've all been brainwashed.
The only person who really shouldn't take responsibility is me, because I'm perfect. But all of you are wrong.
I never say these words. I never call people. This doesn't occur to me.
You've said
I am the only person I know who has no racism in them.
I just said I'm perfect, and now you're stealing my moment. Why do you have to be perfect?
If that's true, we're going to have to monitor your dreams.
Right.
Because you're probably fantasizing.
Now, what about your career? How is it going?
It's going great.
I mean, you're doing well, right?
It's going great.
And what happened? You were pitching a TV show to, I think, Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle was the producer. What happened to that? That seems like a winner.
Well, it's on BET now.
BET?
Really?
Yeah, it's Judge Mooney.
Judge Mooney?
Yeah, we did a pilot, and they had it, Comedy Central had it, and then they lost it.
Why did they lose it?
Well, because they were supposed to do...
Dave Chappelle?
No, they were supposed to do... Yeah, well, you know that. They hate him.
They hate him now.
Oh, sure. They don't want to make it. I'm sure, but they don't want to make any money, and, you know,
Have you spoken to Chappelle?
Huh?
Have you been speaking to him?
I just saw him in Washington, D.C. He's brought his mother to see me.
How is he doing? I still feel he flipped out or something.
No, everybody thinks that because of that money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's fine.
He's okay.
He's bright, and he's very talented, and he performed in San Francisco. Someone called me, because the longest I've ever done on stage was like 4 hours.
You've done that?
Yeah, when I was working, when I was on the Death Tour with Marvin Gaye, they're getting ready to do the movie.
Right.
And he would, you know, he was on those drugs. He'd come floating in, and they'd have to fly him in. And
So you had to kill 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, at a university. Yeah, no,
Can
seriously.
you speak and be funny for 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 hours.
You can do that.
I did 4 hours. Well, they called and told me that Dave Chappelle broke my record in San Francisco. They said he did 5 hours on stage.
Wow.
Well, how do you do that?
But that wasn't a performance. That was a nervous breakdown.
Right.
I was going to say, what in the hell was he talking about for 5 hours?
No, he'd talk, he'd stop, he'd go to the bathroom, he'd come back. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And don't you think it's crazy when a guy turns down $50 million? I immediately see that as a sign.
I think it was more than that.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
I think it was $75 million.
That's right. I think that's a sign.
Don't you think, just like, you know, they're now looking for the signs of this guy who shot up the school in Virginia, that this may be a sign that Chappelle...
No, money's not a sign.
Talk about this guy who, it was an Asian guy, he was going to Virginia Tech. He shot up the entire school. You reading about this? You following this?
Well, that's that white pussy.
Is it white pussy?
Yeah. O.J. tried to tell him.
Is that what happened?
Make you kill.
You're saying this kid, he came over from South Korea. He was stalking. You're right. He was stalking a lot of white chicks.
And they all rejected him.
And they all rejected him. And they say that's what fueled him. He couldn't get white pussy.
Well, I'll tell you what. If one of them would have lived, I mean, it's horrible what happened. I mean, I'm making a joke. I'm a comic, but it's horrible what happened. I mean, I feel sorry for the parents and everybody. The campus has, what happened to recess? So the campus has to be like that now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, back in the day it was different at school, but, you know, you go to school, you have to carry, I guess, weapons. I don't know, but it's weird. But it's, Yeah, it'll get you in trouble. And if she'd have lived, I mean, whoever it was, I mean, she'd have been the baddest broad on the planet.
I bet.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, this pussy's so good, it'll make you kill
30 people.
Yeah, that you know.
Yes. Unbelievable. You know, you see a lot of these guys really do it in the name of being rejected by a woman. I mean, what is going on? It is unbelievable. So much of this is driven by pussy madness.
Well, hey,
don't you think
Helen of Troy.
Don't you think all these Arab terrorists are driven by the fact they can't get any pussy? They can't even see a woman's ankles?
I think so.
What about we ban pussy? Maybe that's the problem.
Well, this is what I was saying. You have to ask yourself, were they crazy before they couldn't get the pussy, or did not getting the pussy drive them crazy?
But you know what? This guy... apparently, to have the weapons on campus and to have all this stuff going... And then the Koreans, I was reading something, they said they think it'll be a backlash.
No, I don't think so.
Well, wait a minute, though. I was in the elevator. I have to say this. In the elevator the other day, an Asian man walked in. I was like, I never had to be afraid of you before.
Right.
Now I got to give you a second look.
You mean you can go crazy, too?
Yeah, you can go crazy.
It's possible.
No, come on.
So what happened? Now, you took the ban on the N-word, and you slipped again. This is the second slip. You can't get that N-word out of your mind.
No. I slipped because it was a part of the act. Sometimes, it's a part of the act.
What happened?
I said something. It's out of habit. It's a habit. Come on, I had to cold turkey on this. I'm like a drug addict.
This is tough for you.
That's very tough.
This is a whole N-word ban.
Huh?
Do we have to get you a sponsor?
Are we starting to reconsider it? Like maybe you could use the N-word a little bit?
No.
You're a black man. You are allowed to use the N-word.
No, I know, but I'm not going to. I can't do it anymore.
Well, have you talked to, like, the rappers? Nobody's going for this. I've talked to some younger comedians. They don't buy this ban on the N-word.
Well,
the rappers aren't giving it up.
Well, youth won't give it up. They're not going to give it up, period.
Imus, are you going to give it up?
Give up what?
The N-word.
No. No, although I might be going to some other words like woolhead or,
Woolhead.
Yeah.
All right.
He's making up new words.
You got other words.
Porch monkey.
Woolhead. That's an old word.
Yeah. That's old school.
He's an original racist.
Yeah.
An OR.
Well, you're 67 years old.
What is a porch monkey?
It's a lot like a yellow monkey, which is a guy who shot up all those kids down there, He's a yellow monkey.
A yellow monkey.
A yellow monkey, yeah.
That's very funny.
I've
heard that because I'm from the South, that a porch monkey, I think it's somebody black eating watermelon on the porch.
Right.
Well, it's
those are the good old days, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thank you, Imus. It's a reference to when slaves would be on the masses' porch.
Yeah.
And, of course...
the South has a lot
big white houses.
Yeah, well, the South has a lot of expressions. Let's go nig-nogging.
Oh, what's that?
Let's go into black clubs. Let's go out and
nig-nogging?
Yeah, going out and hang out.
I've actually gone nig-nogging.
Yeah. I haven't even gone nig-nogging. You've gone nig-nogging.
Let's go.
Do you remember when I dated a black woman?
Right, you said you went nig-nogging.
I dated a black woman.
We'll take you nig-nogging.
Well, she never said that to me. But we went to a lot of black clubs.
And you did say it was odd. You had to go into a whole black world.
It was really an incredible thing because, you are aware of race when you date a black woman because you are constantly into a whole new environment. Everywhere I went, there was all black people and Asians. Asians love to watch black people. So you go to one of these clubs, and it would be half Asian, half black, and I walk into a room, and it would be a black guy rapping, but standing on his head. It was like one of those weird kind of artistic clubs. And we would sit down and say, wow, I think I'm the only white guy in
You're
there.
underground.
I was way underground. And I was a little nervous being underground. I'll be honest.
Practically on the railroad.
It freaked me out.
When you go to
when you say nig-nogging.
Yeah, nig-nogging.
I've been there. I've done that.
But you know what's...
I was a nig-nogger.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? This reference to us looking like monkeys.
Uh-huh.
And you ever really take a real good look at a monkey?
Well, I was saying the other day.
Yeah, monkeys look like white people. They have thin lips. No, they have straight hair.
Right.
And they really relate to monkeys. I'm always seeing somebody white with a monkey.
An old orangutan?
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's what ours looks like now.
So you're saying that, in fact, it's not black people who look like monkeys.
Yeah, it's white people.
Interesting.
Did I ever take you to a bunch of Italian clubs?
Yeah.
You know what they call that?
What?
Going to Italian clubs? Wop hopping.
And you make a point, Paul. You say... White people are into monkeys. You don't see black people they don't like monkeys that much.
Well, they have this gorilla, this Coco they're all talking to.
Right. They're signing
they bring
to
in the
Coco.
room and they have Robin Williams go in the cage.
Right.
And they say they can they can communicate with this Coco.
Yes.
And she talks with sign languages.
And Coco has emotions.
It's white people's insanity.
I see. Yeah. Well, I've gone to Jewish clubs. They call that banking.
Yeah, their clubs are all open during the day.
That's right.
Oh, they like to party when the sun is up.
I bet. So now, what are you going to do about this whole presidential thing? I take it you're a Democrat.
Have you picked a candidate yet?
Yeah, I don't see you being a Republican.
Well, you know what people get mixed up? Seriously. Like, we can talk politics, and we can talk about Bush, and you get in trouble. I mean, I got in trouble. We can all get in trouble, you know, talk politics. What kills me is that you've never seen anybody drive down the street, a hate crime, like I hate blacks, I hate Jews. You don't see anybody drive. There's a Democrat. Let's beat the shit out of that Democrat.
Right.
There's a Republican over there. Let's really fuck that Republican up.
Well, now,
you don't have that.
Do people assume that you are for Barack Obama because you are a black man?
No. Yeah, of course they do.
They do?
Yeah. I'm for Hillary.
You're for Hillary?
I'm for the white lady. Yeah.
You are?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Now, what happened there?
No, it's just not what happened. I mean, I just somehow, I guess Negro Damas came into play. I felt it way before she did.
You say Negro Damas?
Yeah, when I did that character, yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm predicting that no, she's
going to be the president.
Madam President.
Black guys always go for the white chick.
No, it's not sexual. Right. It's not, no, it's reality.
What is it, Amish?
I think I know why he digs her.
Why?
She got the big fat ass is why.
Hillary.
Hillary?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with her, it has to do with her brain. She's smart.
I agree with you.
No, she's smart.
Her brain is in her big fat ass.
No. She's smart.
Imus, please.
She's very smart.
Right.
And she's a money maker. She can make that money.
Yes.
And she can put her hands down on a quarter, raise it, it's $1. And they went through all that white trash, white water, white gate. They arrested everybody.
And she got through it.
You think she'll be clean this time? They won't have to have any investigations.
Listen, my prediction is this. She will run, she'll win, and she'll be president for the third time.
Now, did you give, right, exactly. She
was running the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
You better believe it.
But you know what Bill was up to.
Huh? Well, we know. Well, he was up getting ahead, but to get ahead. But she will do this. She'll get in there and she'll win because America's ready for a woman president.
Could Barack Obama win, though?
No.
Why not?
He's too skinny.
Too skinny?
Too skinny?
Why is that?
A skinny president?
Yeah. We don't like skinny presidents. No, we shoot him. The skinny president we've had, Lincoln,
right.
Kennedy, we'll shoot him.
Kennedy was thin.
Yeah, but my fantasy is this. My fantasy is that they run on the same ticket.
Yes. Like he'll be the vice president?
Yes.
You like that?
And that's great, and that will assure the president won't be assassinated.
Right, because no one would ever...
She could ride naked in a convertible through Texas. Yeah. Nobody will be shooting.
I agree with you about Hillary Clinton. I think she's a very strong candidate.
Very.
I do.
But you would have a problem if she was running against Rudy Giuliani. So
I have to figure that out. I have a hard time because I like Rudy.
He's a real Giuliani man.
I'm a Giuliani.
And you can forget that.
And I love Hillary Clinton.
He'll never get the nomination.
No, you can forget that.
Why? Why should I forget that?
Because I'm sure that Hoffa is buried in his backyard. He's...
what are you saying? What the hell do you know? What are you saying?
I'm saying... I'm
not even sure you know it. You're getting the Diamonds category. What are you saying?
Yeah, you might want to get in the back of the car with me.
No, it's to run New York, you got to be a little shady. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
That's what you think. Come on. You got a lot of theories. No wonder you could do a 5-hour show.
Let me tell you about what happened to me and how New York is, okay?
Okay.
All right, now you know this whole black catching a cab, all this other stuff.
It's impossible.
I'm in a yellow cab. I want you to picture this. I'm in Manhattan. The driver's Jamaican or something. White, undercover police, unmarked car. Pull us over.
You're in the cab.
Go up to the cab driver. I'm not even driving. I mean, wait. He goes, why you stop me? Because you're eating a cookie. No, look, you cannot eat and drive somebody. I don't even believe my ears. They put the light on me in the back. Because, from that distance, I have that OJ look. Yeah. They put the light on they put the light on me, and they go, well, where are you going?
Right.
I said, well, what does have to do with him eating and where I'm going? I said, none of your business. I'm an American. I'm not a felon. I have all my rights. I don't have to tell you where I'm going. He goes, no. They go, yeah, you're right. You don't have to tell us. Right. But I'm just curious. Yeah.
What,
Where
why
are you going?
are you in a cab?
Yeah, look.
How'd you get a cab?
I'm curious. I go, so his partner's standing there. So I set him up. You know, you can't mess with comics. So I set him up. I go, if I tell you where I'm going, I'll get in trouble. Well, why is that? I said, I'm on my way to your house.
Well, in the officer's defense, were you eating a cookie as well?
No.
You were not.
No.
You weren't doing anything illegal.
You weren't doing anything back there, huh?
No,
You were
just
eating
ride.
cookies?
Yeah, just ride. Just ride and white black.
That is a crazy thing. I've never heard that. Was when they stopped the car because of somebody eating a cookie.
Eating a cookie.
You bring up an interesting point. I'm walking down the street yesterday. I'm walking about a half a block of Manhattan, and there's a black woman about 3 steps ahead of me. She walks into the street, and she hails a cab. First cab picks her right up. And I was shocked that she could get a cab.
It's not black women who can't get cabs. It's black men.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think black women I wouldn't pick up either. I'm very afraid of everyone. I wouldn't pick up white women.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's because that ass whipping you got from your black girlfriend.
The worst.
Yeah, it's personal with you.
Growing up, I got my ass whipped. You know what? Growing up, I got my ass kicked by more black women. White women never would fight. I grew up in a black community. And the black women would beat me up more than even the men. Everybody hated me.
Now stop it. You've never told me that you got beat up by
I sure have. At least 3 or 4 times. And you know what it is?
This is new information
to get
after all these
beaten
years.
by a woman? I mean, it's a terribly embarrassing thing as a young man.
What were you doing, though, as a kid?
Nothing. I was being white.
No, you must have been doing something to him.
I was doing nothing. I was being
cookie.
white. I was
he was eating a cookie.
I was one of 3 white people in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah,
but you had to be doing something. I mean,
I was being white.
They would just see you and just jump on you and beat you up.
No, they would say, hey, Stearns. Everyone called me Stearns, plural. I don't know why. Hey, Stearns, what are you doing? I said, I'm going home. What do you got in your pocket? What do you do?
Oh, come on, Howard.
Yeah.
Where did you live?
My ass.
Where did you live?
Roosevelt.
And you weren't doing anything?
You couldn't beat up one of the girls.
You know what it is?
People take my pants.
No, but it has to be something for women.
People took my pants.
For female, for black women, it has to be some attraction.
I don't buy the girls.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
Girls.
You know what? It's his nappy hair. That's what did it.
You asked rape victims the same question. You must have been doing something to provoke this. I didn't do anything. I mind my own business.
You gave him a look, didn't you?
No, there's something.
I had a crush, though, on a black woman. When I was in this town that I lived in, there were no white women. I was attracted to black women. That's what was there.
Because they beat you.
Well, no,
you were turned out.
This girl I'm talking about was a beautiful, tall, thin, black woman with a giant afro.
Okay.
Judy, I still remember her name. Gorgeous. I said, I like you. She said, what are you, fucking crazy? If you like me.
Shut up,
because we will get our ass kicked. Don't even think about it.
I'm against all that, but God, would I love video of a black chick taking your pants.
Really?
No, a black guy took my pants. He tried to take my pants.
Have you ever heard him say a girl beat him up? He never said
I've told you that.
I've heard that.
Yes, you
I've
have.
heard that.
You don't listen to me anymore.
Oh, you.
Listen,
tune me out.
Let me tell you
You
something.
should be ashamed of yourself.
It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world.
The end of the world.
No, it is. Everybody's coming up with their nightmares. And the rats are having sex with the squirrels in Central Park.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you read that?
Oh, yeah. No.
In The Onion?
You could see them.
We're
Where did you
having
read that?
scrats. They're having, scrat kids.
Yeah, you could see them.
They're going to be sued by that girl.
Are you
Squirrels
saying
and rats.
So what will be developed out of this hybrid?
It's the end.
Could they get pregnant, the squirrels, from rat sperm?
They're out there in the Central Park.
My God.
So now you got a rat with a big bushy tail.
Look, have you seen the seagulls with the crows?
Are you being serious?
Is this biblical? What are you talking about?
No, listen to me. Have you not seen
Listen, I think you've lost your mind.
Listen, the seagulls are eating. Seagulls are eating French fries and chicken wings. I'm serious.
Right, that's true.
No, they don't want fish.
Anything.
But why does that bother you?
Because it's the end of the world. Can't you see it? I mean, seagulls belong in the ocean. They
Are
don't
you
belong.
smoking weed?
No, they don't. They belong.
Who knew you were this much into nature? When did you start all
When
this
did you
bird
start
watching?
observing? You're on a plane here today.
He's still light at it. He got hit by a bunch of raining frogs.
What do you think about Seal and Heidi Klum? Now, he is the blackest black man, and she is the whitest white woman. Seal and Heidi Klum together. What do you think of that?
What's he after?
What do you think?
She's the Aryan Dream.
She's the Aryan Dream.
Who?
Heidi Klum.
That must drive people.
Seal's white, the model?
Seal is a black man.
Should he say?
That doesn't bother me.
I don't say bother you.
What bothers
me?
I think it's great, but they love each other so perfect. Madonna and the black kids bother me.
Why does that bother
you?
Because these kids look frightened. Have you seen these kids? No, they're looking for their real parents. They're with these white people. They look terrified.
It looks like a kidnapping.
These kids,
you're right. You know what? You're absolutely right.
No, these kids all have a look.
It didn't
have you
dawn
seen
on
them?
me. Yes.
These kids have a look in their eyes. They're looking for their real parents.
There's a picture in the paper
No,
today.
they look frightened. Look.
That kid looks like the kid petrified. You're absolutely right. Surrounded by white people.
Yes. These kids look terrified.
Wow.
But this whole thing, who's a big lip white girl? This
Angelina Jolie.
Now, this what bothers me.
Go ahead.
This adopting these foreign kids. This is old. Josephine Baker did this first.
But let me ask you something, seriously.
This is old.
Isn't it good these kids, a lot of these kids are in orphanages, they're not being treated properly, and Madonna comes in, she flies over to Africa.
She stole that baby. Come on.
Come on. What are you talking about?
Madonna stole that baby.
To do with the baby?
Look, Madonna went in there and vogued and danced. They were fascinated with the white lady dancing, and they looked up and the kid was gone.
What is the country? Malawi.
They said, black lady, look, and then they looked up and the kid was gone.
Well, let me tell you something. This is wild, what you're saying.
I know for a fact.
Everything.
I know for a fact Paul's cab story is true, because you know how many times I've been eating a cookie while driving and nothing has ever happened?
True. You're constantly
I should have no license.
Every day.
Every day, every minute. I should have no license by now.
Do you ever get jealous of these young black children who were adopted by Madonna? You didn't have
that would have been a great thing to be adopted by Madonna.
I'm jealous of the young black kids.
You didn't have an easy life growing up. Imagine if you had been adopted. Paul Mooney had been adopted by Madonna.
By a white family, I wouldn't be the same person.
Yeah, I was going to say, your comedy would be completely
I wouldn't be the same
different.
person.
Yeah.
Because what's his name was raised by white people?
Who?
Tommy Davidson.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was adopted by a white family.
And what are you saying?
I'm just saying, I mean...
Is he not funny?
Well, he's funny. He knows white people's humor.
Right.
He's funnier than his father, John Davidson.
But don't you think if you were raised by a white family, you could have been Dane Cook?
No.
You'd be Bob Newhart.
No. If I was raised by a white family, I'd have been in prison.
Would you have wiped out the whole family? Right, look.
You're lucky now. You're a funny, good guy. Now, if you're raised by a white family, you'd be like me. You'd be a shithead.
I always love that story Eddie Murphy told of going to fresh air camp. That was the greatest thing, that he was like, these white people, the kids talk back to their families. If that had happened in my house, my mother would have taken her shoe off, and that would have been the end of the story. It just gives you a whole different perspective.
Well, it's also with this whole thing about don't hit your kids, don't touch your kids. That started when we stopped raising their kids. See, black people used to raise their kids.
Yes.
And the minute we stopped that, white people said, okay.
Got stressed out.
Yeah, they said, okay, we're going to have to make the black kids crazy like our kids. So, yeah, but see, the black kids were
crazy. You got it all figured out.
Look, my grandmother, now listen, when my grandmother was alive,
right,
she would beat your ass. Yours, mine, everybody's. Okay? Now, if she was alive today, she'd be on death row.
Right. They don't allow that.
I said, why are you here? For beating ass.
Right.
Because she whooped ass.
Did you get hit with hangers?
Oh, she would make you go pick a switch, everything.
Everything. She'd say to you, Paul, you're bad. And what would your offense be, for example? Yeah. What would be the terrible thing?
Let me tell you what my grandmother would do. This is how smart she was. Okay? Never went to school.
Right.
Met my grandfather when she was 13. The only man in her life.
Right.
Okay? That's why this is for women, too, out there.
Were you raised by your grandmother?
She helped raise me, but she was there always, with Southern family.
Right.
The grandmother's there. The pecking order, they don't have that anymore because the grandmothers are sharing miniskirts with the mothers.
Right.
You don't have the pecking order. They won't have that. We don't have that anymore.
Right. No one wants to get old.
Okay, so anyway, my grandmother was, this is for women out there, they had this, the Zodiac, okay? They have a serial killer in Los Angeles that killed, the first is that 100 women, 1,000.
Right, the Zodiac killer.
No, beyond him.
Oh.
The Zodiac Killer was a policeman, for sure. Inside job. He was a cop. He died from old age because he knew too much. He was a cop. Inside job.
All right, go ahead. You got it all figured out.
I got it all figured out.
I believe that.
No, it's true. So anyway, no, he died from old age. So anyway, the thing is this, my grandma, the women out there, this is what I'm talking about because I'm forgetting, I got sometimers. Anyway, they asked the serial killer, they couldn't connect it because there was no breaking and entering.
Right.
How did you get in? And he said, I talk my way in. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a heavy statement. Condos, houses, a man's at your house, knocks on the door, and you let him in. Because women want to be loved, and they're too nosy.
Right.
They want to know what's going on.
Follow the rules. You're not expecting anybody. Don't go to the damn door.
Right.
Okay?
That's right.
Yeah. So this is the rules. I'm 7 or 8. My grandmother says to me, I'm getting ready. I'm going to go to the store. Don't let anybody in the house. Anybody.
Right.
Okay?
That's
anybody.
Right.
I say, anybody? No, anybody. Okay. 10 minutes later, there's a knock on the door. It's my mother.
Go ahead.
Open the door, boy. It's your mom. Let me in. I said, you can't come in. Grandma said nobody can come in. I don't want to hear that. Just let me in. I got to go to the bathroom. I wouldn't let her in. I said, go down to the service station. You can't go to the bathroom here. You can't get in.
You're smart. You're following orders.
Following orders.
Right.
Now, what if I'd have opened that door?
You would have.
My grandmother would have been behind my mother kicking my ass.
Is that true?
I said she would have. I didn't open the door.
Wow.
But I knew it.
Imagine for your own mother.
No.
You must have been so afraid of this grandmother.
No, because she would have beat me. What did I tell you?
Now, let's say you'd done something wrong.
Yeah.
She said to you, Paul, go out and pick a good stick.
A switch.
A switch.
And she would beat your ass.
Now, would she pull your pants down?
All of it. Get you naked.
Put
She'd
you
beat your
up-
ass.
What
You'd be
kind of
completely
switch would
nude.
you get?
I tried to get a little one. She said, go back. It's not big enough.
And imagine having to pick out the own weapon.
But she'd only say it once. My grandma never repeated herself.
Is it true you were like 25 when she stopped doing this?
No.
I'll tell you what, though, with
And you
that
would
first
be-
story, the beating from my grandmother would have been nothing compared to the beating I would have gotten from my mother after she shit at a Texaco station.
What about this switch?
What?
Now, you would be completely nude.
Oh, yeah.
Balls out, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And she'd start to whip you with it?
Yeah.
Would your ass bleed?
Yeah.
God.
No, but you wouldn't bleed. She wouldn't beat you. She'd whoop you. It was a whooping. It wasn't
A whooping.
like a abuse. I mean,
Did you get to run around, or did you
like
have to
abuse.
stand there and take it?
you run and holler and all that other stuff. Yeah. But my grandmother, she'd whoop you.
But did she ever accidentally hit you on the balls with the switch?
No, but she'd whoop you, too.
She would.
Yeah, if you come around and complain, she'd jump on you, too.
Really? It's crazy.
She wasn't crazy. She'd beat everybody's ass. She'd wake up talking shit. She said, I'm whooping asses this morning. I'm passing out ass whoopings and lollipops, and I'm fresh out of lollipops.
Do you admire her or are you angry with
Oh,
her?
I love my grandmother.
Love her.
To death. She's a rat killer, too, with broom.
She would beat the rats.
Oh, she'd go,
Brave woman.
Wow.
yeah, very brave.
Listen,
But they didn't have time for crap like now.
if you love Paul like we do, you can go see him tomorrow night through Sunday at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. Now, this is a guy who has a lot to say. You heard what he said.
He
5
can talk
hours.
for 4 hours.
He might even go 5.
He got
Might
a
break a
record
world
to break
record.
it. Yeah.
For tickets, you call 212-757-4100. That's Caroline's, a class joint.
Yeah.
Have a nice time. Couple of drinks, bring a date.
Paul
will make
her
him laugh. Go home.
You know who came in?
Who?
Letterman. I did a show, you know. I did Letterman.
No.
You guys got to see it. I did Letterman, yeah.
When?
He came into the club about 2 weeks ago.
You're saying David Letterman himself or a representative?
David Letterman.
Came in to see your show at Caroline's. And he saw you and said, you should be on my show.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I've known him for a long time.
He didn't know you were funny?
He was a DJ.
He forgot you were funny? Well,
No,
he didn't know
just
your
came
number?
in. He just wanted to laugh. Yeah.
And he enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I've
he
known
said-
him. He was a DJ when I met him.
And when you went on, was it successful or did
You got it was, hey, I blew him away. It was great.
What did you talk about?
Oh, everybody.
Everything.
Everything and everybody.
Everything. But you're a good guest.
Yeah, it was good. And I want to push my DVD, you know.
You have a DVD?
Yeah. Jesus is black and so is Cleopatra.
All right.
Know your history.
That's the whole title.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's almost like, gay people say everybody was gay who's not here anymore. Black people have a little bit of that. Where
Right.
Everybody was
No,
black.
sweetheart, I'm talking about it's not up for discussion. Egypt's on the coast of Africa. It's not some small village in Sweden.
Wait a second. Let's ask an expert. Imus, what do you think of the title of Paul Mooney's CD?
I'll
Jesus
just say
is
this.
black.
If Jesus is black, then I'm a Jew.
You refuse to
I'm
believe?
converting on the spot. I'm gonna worship Buddha.
You're saying you would not promote a CD with that title?
There's no such thing as a nappy-headed savior. Sorry.
Well, there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Nobody's buying it.
Well, Jesus is black. What does he want me to call it? Nignogging?
What do you want to
start?
All right, Imus. But Paul, listen, tomorrow night through Sunday night, we'll all enjoy you at Caroline's. Even Letterman has been known to drop by and see you and immediately book you on the show.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow night through Sunday at Caroline's. Paul Mooney, 212-757-4100. We'll be back right after these words. Thanks, Paul.